Hey, yeah, I know. I'm wearing a sleeveless t-shirt. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know I'm wearing a sleeveless t-shirt, but I have a good reason. We talked about this today on the thing that we did earlier. In case you missed that, you can go catch the podcast of it. It's called First Friday TJ Riggins Prime Plus event. My air conditioner in the house is out. They've been working on it. It may be fixed by now, but it hasn't cooled off the house yet because I've been in the studio, working, doing my show. But I'm wearing this not because I think it's stylish, not because I've given up on how I look, but strictly for the cool factor of it, the temperature. So don't hassle me about it. Welcome to the Ritchie Roundup. So pleased to have you. We're going to start. I just saw this. I was scrolling the social medias and I saw this. You remember Jenna Jameson? You remember the name Jenna Jameson? She was the number one adult film star of the 90s. Maybe into the 2000s as well. I'm not sure, but she was the most famous, I guess if you'd say successful. That's kind of, you know what I mean. But this article that I just found, this little blurb says Jenna Jameson recently shared that her spiritual journey and newfound faith in Jesus Christ have played a major role in her personal transformation. She expressed excitement about what lies ahead and spoke openly about her desire to follow God more closely. Her testimony has encouraged many people who believe that God can bring hope, healing, and purpose into a life regardless of past mistakes. So I hope that's true. If it is, then good for her. Good for her, because I know it wasn't just her life as a porn star and all that was plaguing her. I know I have seen TMZ type videos of her just out in public and all since she's left the industry, and she seemed to be drugged out and something very, very wrong with her physically, like super skinny and frail looking, and it just appeared to be a mess. So if she's found the Jesus, then good for her. I saw a documentary one time, and there is actually a full ministry for people who have lived that life and have and try and want to get out of the pornography life of that industry and everything, and to straighten them out. There are a lot of former porn stars that are now part of this ministry to help others who are in that situation. So it's quite interesting, and I really hope the best for her or anybody else that's trying to get out of that situation, and anybody who's decided, no matter what line of work you're in, if you decided to follow the Jesus, good for you. It's awesome. All right. So what am I talking about here on the Ritchie Roundup? I just had it. Oh, here we go. I have a clip from the state of Virginia, and it is a mother who is concerned, and she's speaking out about what her child has learned, or was being taught in the sex education classes in Arlington County, Virginia. But it's not what you think. Listen.
Both me and my staff have personally had to help trans queer youth in this county who are facing bullying and discrimination in Arlington Public Schools. Last week, my son at Campbell got the sex ed talk in health class and was told children only can come from men and women. No queer representation, no IVF representation. He came home crying. Last year, I had to help a trans adolescent transfer out of Yorktown due to discrimination that the school was choosing not to face. Both me and my staff have personally had to help trans queer.
Okay, so then it repeats. Both me and my staff have personally had to help. Wait, let's just listen again. Okay.
Both me and my staff have personally had to help trans queer youth in this county who.
Both me and my staff have had to help trans youth. So she's mad because her son recently came home after having the sex ed class and said that babies only come from mothers and fathers. What?
Are facing bullying and discrimination in Arlington Public Schools.
And I thought she said facing bling, but she said facing bullying. Okay.
Last week, my son at Campbell got the sex ed talk.
At Campbell got the sex ed talk. I mean, this is a way. This is an adult woman with a child, at least one child. This is a mother, and this is how she speaks. What's she teaching anybody? That's what I want to know. All right.
Both me and my staff have personally had to help trans queer youth in this county who are facing bullying and discrimination in Arlington Public Schools. Last week, my son at Campbell got the sex ed talk in health class and was told children only can come from men and women.
He was told only that children can only come from men and women. He was crying. He came home crying. What if your child went to school and the lesson at school in the sex ed class or whatever it was, health class, taught that children come from men and women, and your child was crying because of that, then that is your fault as a parent. Then you have failed that child if that child is crying at hearing the facts. Okay, so what again was she missing out on?
Queer representation, no IVF representation.
No queer representation, no IVF representation. All right. Queer representation. Why would there need to be queer representation? Babies still come from men and women. Even if two people of the same sex who are homosexual are raising the child still had to come from a man and a woman, right? So there's no issue there for you to be upset about or for your child to be crying about. Now, in vitro fertilization, okay, if your child is crying because there was no in vitro fertilization lesson taught, then again, that is because you have taught this child wrong. You've taught this child to cry about that. First of all, how often does that happen and that it needs to be taught in school? And second of all, you still got to have a what and a what? Class? Anyone? Even when you're talking about in vitro fertilization, you still got to have a what and a what? Yes, sir. Red shirt. What is your name? Okay, red shirt. What do you got to have? A what and a what? That's right. A man and a woman. What is wrong with people? Wonder where I was going to say, I wonder who raised this woman. Where are her parents? My son came home crying. So she's described as, as a LGBTQ activist, uses they, she pronouns, gave a speech at Arlington County, Virginia, saying how her child came home crying because her kid was told that babies only come from men and women. Okay, now the next call somebody needs to make is child services to get that child taken away from her because she's an unfit mother. Yes, I said it. She is an unfit, they is an unfit mother. Damn these people screwing up kids like that. I don't doubt the kid came home crying. Well, yeah, I kind of do. She seems like a lying ass. Like she would make up something just to make a point. She'd make up the fact that her kid came home crying. She may be speaking in a hyperbolic manner, but it's possible the kid came home crying because the kid is so poisoned by this stupid ass mom's way of looking at life because the mom has screwed up the kid already. Yeah, she's unfit, in my opinion. Can you imagine what that kid's going to grow up to be with a stupid ass mama like this? Damn. Hold on. She's wearing sunglasses when she's giving this speech. She's a big girl, bun on the top of her head. I can't tell whether she's wearing makeup or not, and I can't tell whether she's got a septum ring, but she might as well. There's no queer or IVF representation. Came home from Campbell. I think that's what she said. Like Campbell is the school. My son. All right. I got to hear it again. I'm sorry. Listen.
Both me and my staff have personally had to help.
Okay. It's my staff and I have personally. All right. So you're going to be up claiming the school doesn't know what they're doing, criticizing the school. You ought to know how to speak. All right. Here we go. Start it over.
Both me and my staff have personally had to help trans queer youth in this county who are facing bullying and discrimination in Arlington Public Schools. Last week, my son at Campbell got the sex ed.
My son, it's almost like she's saying his name, Ned Campbell. Like, last week, my son, Ned Campbell. But I think she's saying at Campbell, which is probably the name of the school. My son at Campbell came home crying.
Talk in health class and was told children only can come from men and women. No queer representation. Both me and my staff have personally had to help trans queer youth in this county who are facing bullying and discrimination in Arlington Public Schools. Last week, my son at Campbell got the sex ed talk in health class and was told children only can come from men and women. No queer representation, no IVF representation.
All right. So I wonder what hour of the day the class took place. You know what I mean? Was it the last class of the day? So it was fresh and kids started crying. Mommy, there was no queer or IVF representation in the health class today. Or is she claiming that the lesson was taught, let's say, before lunch? And the kid cried all the rest of the day until he got home because it was so devastating that the teacher had the audacity to say that babies are made by men and women. Had that poor child been crying all day? Or did the child have the class early in the day, go on about his day, and then when he got home, start talking about what happened and start crying again? Do you want to talk about putting a child out there to be bullied? She's a bully's dream. This woman is. What she's doing to her kid. And here's the thing. Who is even giving this woman the time of day? Who gave her a microphone and a lectern? Who cares what this idiot has to say. Why is anybody listening to her? Why do they even pay her any attention? Why is she not just chalked up as the crazy mom that's just out blabbering? But if the school gave her any serious consideration for this argument, then they should be shut down. And they probably did because, Virginia, the liberal, the Commonwealth of Virginia is liberal. Good Lord, these people. I'm from Campbell. Oh my God. God. Somebody take that child away before she ruins him completely. God. And I know it looks crazy for me to sit here and criticize somebody while I'm wearing a sleeveless t-shirt, but I told you my situation. I told you. Plus, I got something in my eye. Eyes burning. This woman has got me. I'm crying. You know what? I don't have anything in my eye. Nothing's burning my eye. I'm just crying because this podcast has had no queer or IVF representation. I'm crying because I just heard that babies only come from men and women. I want to know what she told the kid. Where else do babies come from? Lady, what did you tell your child? What did you tell him? What'd you tell him? What could you possibly have told him? Normal parent, even if they had already poisoned their kid's mind to think that it's possible for a child to be created without having a man and a woman be part of it, why didn't you just say, okay, well, look, here's the thing. Technically, you do have to have, scientifically, you have to have a man and a woman, but we believe that someone who has male parts, who is a man, can in his mind believe that he is a woman or just say that he's a woman. And then to us, he becomes a woman. So therefore, that in that situation, we believe in our twisted, stupid, addle-minded way that a woman and a woman can create a baby. But that's rare. So your teacher is not going to take the time to go over all of that. That's just the special way that we believe. It's kind of like when I was growing up in Winfield, Louisiana. There was one kid in my class who was a Jehovah's Witness. Okay. So whenever there were little holiday parties and stuff at school, he was not allowed to participate. He was non-participatory. Okay. He was the only one. And he would go down to another room and he would, I don't know what he would do. He'd do his homework, or he would watch, some sort of maybe he would watch a film, an education film or something like that. But he wouldn't take part in any of the little Christmas party, Halloween party, birthday party for the little students or anything like that. So do you think he went home and his parents got mad because we had the Christmas party at school? Or do you think they told him, well, I know they told him, but what do you think? They told him, hey, our religion is different than theirs. We believe differently than they do. Everybody else at your school believes in this as Christians, and they believe that it's okay to do da 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 da. We don't, so that's why we don't do it. So, you got your little time down in the thing, in the auditorium or whatever. No problem. But you see, the child that I went to school with, who was Jehovah's Witness, his parents didn't have a platform and they weren't trying to draw attention to themselves. They weren't out seeking moral authority over everybody else like the parents of these children are today. Like this mother is in Arlington, Virginia. You see, she doesn't care about the children's well-being. She cares about her own image and her moral authority. And I don't know, as an activist, she may also make a little money promoting this type of activity. I don't know. But you always have to look at those variables. But she's not just worried about the goodness of the children. No. All right. It's Friday night. I got to go. My wife and I have a big night planned. We're going to watch TV together. We're going to watch TV in the bed with the bed set on zero gravity mode. That's how you know that you and your spouse live an exciting life. 9:30 in the PM on a Friday. And we're excited about adjusting the adjustable bed to zero gravity mode and watching HBO Max. Good deal. Good deal. Hey, you have a great weekend now. All right. Okay, then. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's Riggins from the TJ and Riggins Show, and I want to hook you up with some free stuff. Right now at tjritchie.com/deals, you can get a free trial of Amazon Prime. That means fast shipping, movies, music, all of it. Plus, you can grab a free Audible trial and listen to audiobooks